Hello there, this is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video on this cold ass day. You know what's ironic? It's ironic that men will pay for the booty, but yet that same woman will give it to another man for free. Yeah. I'll figure out what the title will be. What should I title it formally? Yeah, some men will pay for a woman who will give it to another man for free. How about that? Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was actually going to talk about something else, but I saw something. It was just some clip about a billionaire. I ain't going to name it, but it's a well-known billionaire who married this woman, and it was interesting because he had spent a lot of money marrying the woman. And she did something. And I'm like, dang, you paid for it. But then I thought about it. All these guys out here got all that money and they think. In fact, you got a lot of guys saying, yeah, you got to have money for these women. I'm going to tell you what. Even some sex workers will get that shit up for free to somebody. You know? Because you get some Ice Possible drive with kid. Yeah, it's about 23 degrees out this month. Cold as shit. So I don't want to hear nothing from none of y'all from California or someplace warm, Florida or something. I don't want to hear shit from you, alright? It's cold as a motherfucker out here, East Coast. And it is what it is. Anyway, right? I was just thinking about that, the irony of that. You get some guys, I mean, they will have this money. They will take that woman out to some Michelin star restaurant, and she'll get that doggy bag. Say, let me get that doggy bag. And then instead of going to wherever he picked her up at, right? Go over to some other house in some bad neighborhood. Shit. And have sex with some guy on some air mattress. While the rats and roaches, they so bad, they up there watching. In fact, the rats be up there, be like, yeah, dog, nah, why don't you do it like this or something? Shoot. Or they walk by you, a rat will walk by you or something, and be like, yeah, dog. Like that. It'd be that same woman. But she'll make all these guys pay all this stuff. And, you know, the guy be like, well, when you gonna give me something? The woman be like, no, she ain't gonna give me nothing. But then she gonna give some other guy that shit for free. She gonna give it for free. See, that's why, you know, it's kind of funny. You get some guys like, you gotta have money. Man, that's pitiful as shit if you even say something like that. Because I guarantee that same woman is going to be free with somebody. Now, it might not be somebody you see. And, you know, it's kind of interesting. Because you got a lot of guys, a couple commenters talking about the shadow world. Right? And I hadn't talked about the sexual shadow world in a while. But trust me, dudes don't be paying to get in there. Dudes do not pay to get in there. Women pick that. It might be some dude just standing on a corner. I knew this dude back in college. He said he got with this woman. Women were checking him out. I mean, this dude he would be called a Tyrone, a Black Chad or something like that, right? I'll give it to him. In fact, some women were checking out his belly button. I remember they were saying, dang, he must have had a mother who put a penny in his belly button. His belly button was perfectly round and shit. And he said he was standing on the corner one time and this woman picked him up and all they used to do was just fuck. That's all they used to do was just fuck. Okay? Yeah, but most guys ain't like that. Most guys ain't getting it like that. Most guys, they gotta give up some money or something. In fact, even when you get somebody like me saying, yeah, you can get some of these women without money, they think something wrong with me because they don't have a concept of that. But that's just a reality. Like all these women who are marrying millionaires or something. In fact, I'm going to tell you what's deep. Some of these millionaires, they will purposely purposely find somebody to fuck their women, as long as they can watch. Sometimes they don't even need to watch. They just to keep her busy. Because you get some guys out here, they just want that woman just to show off. If she one of those like real beautiful women, they want the thing. Now, if you really, let me just real quick, if you really want to get a beautiful woman, or you want my perspective anyway on getting a beautiful woman, check out the on-demand video I did yesterday. I'll put a link for it in the description box. You can get it. But, seriously, you get some guys, they think they gotta have all this money, they working hard, and they paying for that woman, and they really dealing with an acculturated prostitute. Oh, him, as the honorable Pimp guy would call them, acceptable hoes. Acceptable hoes. But those acceptable hoes will still get with somebody for free. Shoot, regular hoes, streetwalkers, they'll fuck somebody for free. Like, I've mentioned several times about these secrets that, some insight, I ain't gonna call it secret, some insight that some sex workers gave me and stuff. And some guys be getting on here, oh, what they tell you? No, motherfucker, if I ain't tell you, don't think you're gonna come up and ask me. Shit. Because one of the things I found with it, it's better if a man figures it out. And I tell you all the time. I don't know how many times I've said it on these videos. I don't know how many times. But, some dudes, they still ain't getting it. And when they get it, they probably be shocked. Because I've had some guys who actually got it, and they said, that's it. I was like, yeah, women ain't complicated. Women are not complicated. They really ain't. But anyway, you get some guys thinking, yeah, let me get all this money so I can spend on this woman. And they'll get some woman, right? And think they got to spend money on her or something. In fact, I even talked about that in my book, Nice Guys and Players. I opened up with that. Yeah, the man, he thought he could get this. He was dealing with this woman, and she wasn't giving him none. And in fact, give him like those church hugs, those little stuff. But then she get with somebody. As soon as he left, she hitting that text to somebody else talking about what you doing. Those WYD texts and shit. Look, man, let me tell you something about all these women. All these women. In fact, I remember when I was working on one of my 1,000 jobs, when I was specifically working in the government, right? And I never forget, me and this woman, we were at we were in a conference room waiting for a big meeting. And I will never forget the look on her face, because she was kind of looking down. And she said, you know what, Ron? All women are hoes. I said, what? She said, all women are hoes. It's just a question of the price. Right? I was like, oh, snap. But the price isn't always money. It depends, because women, they get horny out here. They want the hot beef injection. So they might see, oh, damn, girl. They might see, like, some dude, and he just fine, getting them wet. Like, they thinking about him, and they getting wet on the spot. Shoot, they getting wet. They taking their panties off, talking about, I won't be needing these. And that's what they want. They just trying to get with them right there. But that you got to spend cash on them. Because, look, I'm going to tell y'all something with women who really getting the cash out. They don't really want you. They kind of settling for it. They'll settle. If you got money and you throwing it at them, they'll settle for it. If you got it. But if you don't got it, you don't got nothing else, they ain't messing with you. But generally, a woman is going to mess with you on whatever. How you make her feel, your energy, the vibe, how horny she is for you, like body game. If she like your body, if she like anything physical about you, even your face or your height, whatever. And let me say that for the umpteenth time, because I always got to repeat that. Because you got some guys thinking, oh, it's just face and height. No, women, they look at everything. And that could be it. And sometimes women, you might just be living in a building with them or something. And they'll just get what you ain't spend any money. Because I remember when I was still living in D.C., there was a woman, she came over my place, knocked on my door like 11 o'clock at night. And she wouldn't let me do nothing. Oh, she was taking care of everything, massaging me, you know, taking that thing in her throat, everything. The only thing though, well, almost everything. For some reason, she didn't want me like going on her breasts. But that was just her. But it was like, well, she took care of other shit, so whatever. You just had to go with it. But I ain't spend one penny. Didn't take her out. We ain't going a date. She just came over to my place. Ain't quite a few women doing that. I remember I was staying over same place. Had a buddy. He was like staying over for the night, like on the couch or something. And I remember he knocked it was about 2 o'clock in the morning. He knocking on my door, like, because I had the door closed. And he was like, hey, Rom, somebody knocking on the door. I look out. It was this woman that was stroking a lot. And she probably thought I was in there with somebody. Whatever. I wasn't. I was asleep. Shit. But she was knocking soft. I ain't hear it. He heard it. I didn't hear it. She knocking all soft and shit. I was like, man, you gotta bang hard. I did have one woman bang hard, but that was something else. But didn't spend money. Didn't spend money on her. Look, if you gotta spend money on a woman, as I'll just say a lady friend told me last night, because you know, I even though I've said take what they say with a caution, you do learn to. That's usually taking it with caution what they say about another woman. But if they just talking in general, y'all cool, she'll let you know. She said, man, we'll just settle for the money. If the man don't have nothing else, we'll take the money. And indeed, you get some women, and I've had several women tell me, if a man throwing money at them, they gonna take it. And see, unfortunately, you got some men out here who feel like that's all they can do. It was like they can't really get the woman otherwise, and they feel like they gotta spend it. It's like, and that's kind of like a participation trophy. And even then, depending on the man, because I've met some women, a dude could hand them the money. He can give them the straight up money, and he still ain't giving them anything. And even sometimes, even if a man's paying them, they might take the money, depending on the level of class the woman has and all of that. But she gonna give him. She ain't gonna clink on him. Sure, she ain't gonna grab that shit. She gonna lay there and let him do his business. While that dude like pumping her and sweating and all of that, she might be doing her grocery list in her mind. She might, if she in school or something, she thinking about what she gonna write on her term paper. And that dude, he paying the money. In fact, I knew this woman. This woman had sex with her a few times. In fact, I had mentioned this woman before, because she actually paid for the hotel, but she said these other guys were giving her money to have sex with her. I can see why. Her shit was good. I never forget what she told me. She said, I was here, and we in a hotel going, and she's like, I want this to be the best pussy you ever had. She said it just like that, too. I called up a few days afterwards. I said, that really was the best pussy I ever had at the time. Anyway, but other guys were just handing her the money. I met a couple women like that. Guys just handing them the money. Man, but usually if they doing that, they just taking it, but they ain't in there. See, you want to be that guy who the woman's just getting with for free. Like, she just want to get with you. She bothering. She coming over to your place or inviting you over to her place. Got the food all ready for you. She ready to go right then. She ready to go right then. Shoot. Full of stuff. She cooking for you. Like, if a woman get a plate for you, you in like champ. She doing something for you. She wants you. But she wants your money. Think about it. She can get that money from anybody. If all a woman looking for is money, she gonna go for the highest bidder. Now, you got two types of women who will go for the money. You get those women who, the obvious ones, the real attractive ones who are acculturated prostitutes. Oops, I'm sorry. Acceptable hoes. Sorry, Pimp God. Acceptable hoes. They at a higher level. They go for that higher level guy. They want those guys who are going to fly them out or something. And they really at that. In fact, I know a couple sugar babies. And they were cool with me. Like this one sugar baby. Now, I had met her in person because, I meet a bunch. I lost count of how many women I meet who just check out these videos or something. She said, Ron, you didn't know I had a crush on you? Yeah, it was like, but she was telling me about guys giving them money. I said, you give them some pussy? She was like, no. I was like, if she watched this, I ain't call your name, baby. But still, you get some guys tripping and, giving some women money. It's like, shit, if I come out of my pocket, you better give me some. Shit. If I come out of my pocket, but see, I ain't one of those guys coming out of my pocket. I'm going to tell you what, it's really for one simple reason. I was a broke-ass motherfucker. I ain't really make money until recent. Like that? Shit. Even then, that's why even when I'm going around now, that's why I drive anybody who's seen my car, and there's some people recently, or in this area who's seen my car, very modest car, and y'all see how I just got all this stuff on. I don't be showing it. And if any women watching any of the videos in this area, they ain't telling me. I don't know. Some dudes definitely watching it. Y'all see, I'll just be chilling. Because I don't be showing that. I don't even show I got money. If a woman looking for money, she ain't going to look at me right away. Now, there was one older woman that lives in my area. She know where I live. She saw me coming out of my house. She always be real friendly when she see me now. I was like, Anyway. Yeah, but yeah, you get some of these women, they looking for the money. See, and like I said, I was getting into the two types. You got those women, they looking for those millionaires or something. I'm going to tell you what, they some pros at it because they know where to go. They know the bistros to go to, clubs to join, whatever. And then the other type of woman, I don't know why any guy would mess with them. Those like ratchet women. Shit, the most you might have to do with them is pay on their rent. Not even pay their rent. Pay on their rent. Give them some stuff. Give them some Sunny Delight and Cheetos. Shout out Tariq Nasheed. He was talking about that. You don't even have to spend that much money on, but you got to give them a little something. You got to give them a little something, but those are usually some broke-ass women, some ratchet-ass women. And if you messing with a ratchet-ass woman, I don't know, this might not be the channel for you. This might not be the channel. I want y'all to think about that. Keep that in mind. Yeah. That's all I gotta say. Yeah. You might not want to really deal with that. Alright? I know some dudes gonna do anyway. But yeah, I want y'all to think about just that whole thing. I don't care who the woman is. I don't care. Because even those women who are pros at it. Because like those sugar babies or women going for high post men with the money, they'll fuck somebody for free. They will fuck somebody for free. And definitely, like last week I was talking about Pookie and Ray Ray. Those ratchet women will definitely fuck Pookie and Ray Ray. And in fact, how much those guys thinking about it's all about money? How Pookie and Ray Ray don't even have money? Pookie and Ray Ray might not even have their own place. And getting a 90 for free. Come on now. Come on. I want y'all to think about that. How you got some men getting that shit for free, but other men paying? So it's not money. So guys thinking, oh, it's just money. Come on, man. Just think. Because Pookie and Ray Ray don't got no money. Pookie and Ray Ray, some of Bubba, whatever they call them in the Hispanic community and Asian communities. Those poor dudes don't got no money. Yet they still get some. He had about 5.5 kids. I say 5.5. I knew this dude, he had 5, and he said, man, I got 5.5 kids. And I ain't gonna say what he had an official job, but he also had a job selling contraband goods in fresh air environments. And I'll leave it at that. Yeah. Figure it out, all right? Figure it out. But damn, it's cold as a motherfucker out here. Anyway, sure. But 5.5 kids, he wasn't sure, but he said, what the fuck? This woman had his other kids. He'll take care of this other one. You know. And see, that's another thing, too. These women cheating out here. They don't be cheating with no guy with no money. They should. Because earlier I was talking about how you got some of these millionaires out here. They'll watch a guy cheating, but all the times they ain't getting that. They ain't seeing everything. And shit, I knew a young lady, very attractive. And she was in a swingers couple. And usually she would have to introduce a man she wanted to get with. That's how I got to know her, because I met her husband. Then she got real friendly, but I found out from somebody who knew her. It's like, yeah, her and her husband swingers. And the protocol there was, if she got with somebody else, they would have to be introduced. All right. But I know for a fact she got with this dude she didn't tell her husband about. So, these women be cheating. And he ain't spend no money. That dude didn't have no money. Shit. In fact, he was on some selling contraband goods shit. You know, I had an interesting life. I've known some like CEO types, executives, professionals, and on the other hand, some dudes who sell contraband goods. Oh man, that's how I know what I know. Anyway, right? Yeah, if you gotta spend money on that woman, because I don't care who the woman is. I don't care if she a sugar baby. In fact, you get some guys up here, they'll pay for like an apartment or something like that for their sugar baby. You know, their side piece. All I would say, I would tell them, I say, go over there one time when you ain't tell her you coming. Yeah, like most of the time you'll tell her, she'll probably get rid of you. Like double back one day. After you finish, double back. Double back. Keep a key to the place, double back. Be some big old dude. Big old hominy-grit dude eating some food up in there. When you come back in there, he might or might not know about you. Shit. Yeah. But you know, that's just how it is. Anyway, go ahead and get some vittles and stuff. And I know somebody, they probably looking, trying to figure out where I'm at. Why? Don't worry about it. Alright? So anyway, though, get out here, do my thing. And it's cold in my out here. Good thing I can afford that heat. Anyway, y'all have a good day. I'll get back with y'all. Peace.